Hey guys, this is Alan with Bothell STEM Coach, and we are wrapping up the AP Calculus 2015 exam with free response question number 6. Consider the curve given by this equation. It can be shown that the derivative of this, so they did the derivative for you. Write an equation for the line tangent to the curve of the point. Okay, so I'm going to erase this stop of exam part. Just give me space. Tangent to the point, I use slope intercept form, or slope point form. Okay, the point is already given to me, -1, 1. Now m is simply what the derivative is at that point, which would be y, which is 1 over 3 times 1 squared minus -1. I just plug in the x and y from here into here. 1 over 3 plus 1 equals 1/4. So y minus 1 equals 1/4 x minus -1. So y equals 1/4 x plus 1 plus 1. And that would be sufficient. You don't have to distribute all that. That's fine. Okay, find the coordinates of all the points in the curve at which the tangent line to the curve at that point is vertical. Okay, vertical means the slope is infinite, right? So I need to know where dy dx is equal to not a number. That happens when the denominator is 0, right? 3y squared minus x equals 0. Or x equals 3y squared. Now, the only time that won't happen is when I have 0 over 0. So except x equals 0. Or so except when y equals 0. Sorry, just when y equals 0. Because if the top is 0, then I'm not dividing by there. Okay. It's an interesting question about what happens at y equals 0. It's sort of the limit as y goes to 0 for this thing. Because as y, I think that's beyond the scope of this question. But if both the top and the bottom go towards 0, and that only happens at the origin, then the question is sort of like, what happens to this derivative? What happens to the slope here? And I have a good answer for you. If this is 0, then this approaches 1 over 3y. Actually, you need to include 0. So then it would approach, yeah, it would include 0. So I'm going to take away my caveat of it not being 0. I don't know if that makes sense. You kind of have to examine whenever you have a 0 over 0 kind of limit. Like you got to look at it like a limit. What is the derivative approach? Okay. Evaluate the second derivative at the point, this curve. So second derivative here, just the derivative of this. I'm going to use quotient rule here. Bottom times the derivative of the top, which would be dy dx, minus top times the derivative of bottom. That's 6y, and by chain rule, dy dx, minus 1, over the bottom squared. Okay, let's just plug it in at this point. I mean, this is -1, -1, and +1. So let's look at like some of these terms. Let's see, dy dx. Well, so like all of these terms, I can plug in x equals -1, y equals 1. I was just trying to think of dy dx at -1, 1 is let's see, y is 1 over 3 times. Wait, did I just do this point already? Oh, I already just found it was 1/4. I already knew this is 1/4. So 3 times 1 squared minus negative 1 times 1/4 minus 1 times 6 times 1 times 1/4 minus 1 all over 3 times 1 squared minus negative 1, all of that squared. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, so that's 4 times 1/4 minus 6 times, sorry, not minus, 6/4 minus 1, 6/4 minus 1, all over, again, that's 3 plus 1, 4 squared. So I get 1 minus, this is 3/2 minus 1, that's 1/2 over 16. That's 1/2 over 16, and that's 1 over 32. I should probably check the math. If I went through it pretty fast, but I'm not going to do that. You guys don't have to watch me. I either get it right or wrong. You guys don't have to watch me check over that math. 1/4, that equation looks right. I set that equal to 0, but I did not solve for the exact point. I should have gotten x equals 3. So I kind of messed up. Because what I was supposed to do here is I found this, but I know that this is the curve here. So I kind of say like, well, if x equals 3y squared, and this equation is y cubed minus xy equals 2, then I can say this is y cubed minus, I can plug that into there, x, oh no, instead of x, I put 3y squared times y equals 2. That is, this is a y cubed, so that's minus 2y cubed equals 2. Y cubed equals negative 1. So y equals negative 1, and x, if y is negative 1, then x would be 3. So that's kind of what they did there. I forgot that step. I didn't consider it. So I would have gotten just that 1 point probably. Lost the 2 points. That kind of hurts. And then 1 over 32nd for the second part. So that wraps up the 2015 AP Calculus exam. Yeah, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I just want to let you know that I offer free homework help on Twitch or Discord. So just stop on by if you have any homework questions or you just want to learn about different parts of math and physics and hang out. Hope to see you there.